The Africa Economic Summit, which would chart the continent's development path. Speaking at the 37th ordinary session of the Assembly of the African Union in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Ruto said the summit would then invite friends countries from other parts of the world and corporations and philanthropists to give their views and ways as well.
The 37th African Union Summit is still ongoing in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia. Speaking today at the Committee of African Heads of State and Government on Climate Change, President William Ruto emphasized on the need for African states to reform international financial architecture, especially on the strength of the African currencies.
We have also managed to change the conversation and position the reform of the international financial architecture appropriately.
Ruto, who is now the African Union champion for institutional reforms, has continuously rooted for continental institutions that will aid in mushrooming its growth internationally.
We recognize these institutions, namely the Afrexim Bank, Trade and Development Bank, Africa Finance Corporation, Africa Reinsurance Corporation, Africa Trade and Investment Development Insurance, and Shelter Afrique as agencies of this institution of AU, significantly to put a badge of approval or a stamp of approval on these institutions as African institutions that will support our own growth using our own institutions.
Additionally, the president steered for the setting up of the Africa Economic Summit, which would chart the continent's development path. He argues that this summit shall invite necessary stakeholders for collective ideologies.
We also undertake to fashion an African Economic Summit and invite friends, countries that want to work with us, corporations that want to work with us, philanthropies.
Nevertheless, Africa has been urged to manufacture their own vaccines in order to curb vaccine nationalism. AU resolving that by the year 2040, 60% of vaccines used in Africa will be produced locally, which will be underpinned by solid research capacity in vaccines.
The time has come for the African Union member states to take bold and decisive steps in implementing homegrown solutions to our health security challenges. As regards vaccines, we must build a holistic ecosystem incorporating the entire value chain, all the way from research and development to clinical trials, local production, as well as efficient distribution and delivery.
Ruto was in the company of several cabinet secretaries, inclusive of Eden
The success of vaccine manufacturing initiative is predicated on a regional approach to ensure sustainability and supporting the continental harmonization of efforts in the areas of regulatory affairs, research and development, and most importantly, the workforce development that is required. Heads of states and government will amplify the rallying call for vaccine manufacturing capacity through building end-to-end project-driven vaccine initiatives while emphasizing the need for a self-sufficient and sustainable vaccine ecosystem in Africa.
Ruga Ival, Look Up TV.
You're watching Look Up Weekend. Many thanks.